New League song? Huh. Alright. I'll listen to it. This is kind of good. That's pretty good. Not bad. Hey, did you hear about the new K-pop song?
No, I don't really like K-pop. I don't listen to them.
I thought you liked League of Legends.
Yeah, I play League.
No.
Yeah, Pop Stars.
No. The new song?
That's just their new song they came out with.
Pop Stars by KDA.
No, it's not.
You realize that's K-pop, right?
But what about the other song you came
So
out
is Giants? The song they came out with
No,
this
no,
year?
no. It's not.
For the Worlds.
It's not K-pop.
Yeah.
Is it? No.
Yeah, that's K-pop.
But I don't like K-pop.
Right. So the point of that kind of mediocre skit was to just illustrate the fact that I don't really know what I'm talking about. So in this class we've been talking about East Asian popular culture in this last unit and the Korean wave, K-pop, and how it includes music, fashion, and all these other aspects. So that got me thinking. I don't really like K-pop. Never really given it a chance, to be fair, but I've also never really been interested in it, or the whole Korean wave culture thing. I don't know, maybe just me. But taking this class, I've noticed all my peers sitting around me have stickers of stars that they like. This year I saw BTS on the New Year's celebration, and that was like the first time I had seen them. And then now with music being more widespread and in class, I found out that Gangnam Style is indeed K-pop. I did indeed jam to Gangnam Style. My point is that even though I didn't realize it, is that the popular culture wave that's come out of East Asia has made its way into more things than I think people give it credit for, and that I think we actually realize. So that got me thinking. How has K-pop and the Korean wave, and more specifically the pop culture wave coming out of East Asia, made its way into my life without me knowing it? So I sat down and did what any normal person would do. I went to procrastinate thinking about it. And when I sat down, I noticed something interesting. So League comes out with these new songs every once in a while, and they hire people to produce and make the songs for the game. So I went and listened to it because I enjoy the game. So I'm like, all right, I guess I'll check it out. And I really enjoyed it. And they've been coming out with several of these songs. The video was cool. There was synchronized dancing. It was a kind of a mix of these different genres. It was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. That sounds an awful lot like K-pop. So, here's what I'm thinking. So my thesis: video games and esports helps to spread K-pop, Korean wave, and Eastern popular culture all across the world. Now, how does it do that? So, in order to say that video games are able to help spread the Korean wave and K-pop and how they're connected, we have to first define what each player is. So video games, obviously, is not a new concept. Video games have been being made for a long time. But now we're really seeing multiplayer video games take off, and especially globally. Multiplayer video games can be anything from a nice calm game or a chat room, which those have started to blow up in virtual reality, or an incredibly competitive game that creates a world championship series that's watched by millions globally. Now, K-pop. K-pop is this mix of genres of music, fashion, and all these things that we've been covering in class that's coming out of South Korea right now. And it's caused this massive Korean wave of this East Asian popular culture that has absolutely blown up. I personally have been interested in East Asian culture, but never been really keeping up with the trends of popular culture. My dad was going to Japan when I was very little for work trips, so I was introduced to some of it at a very young age. That's probably why I watch anime and have read some manga, but I digress. What we're seeing now is this massive explosion of K-pop and Korean wave and East Asian culture that's going all over the world. People are super interested. BTS, being one of the main ones, is a K-pop boy band out of South Korea, and people absolutely adore them. They love their music. They've won many awards, and they were even on the New Year's countdown for the live shows last year. So it's gotten pretty big, and that is BTS is a full Korean group performing on the American stage in front of millions of people. So that clearly means something, that this wave of culture that's blown over the world coming out of East Asia and South Korea is pretty strong, and it means something. But that doesn't mean everyone's gonna get it. I know I personally have said for the longest time, I don't really like K-pop, or I'm not really super interested in this topic, so this doesn't pertain to me. I know I thought that way a lot during lecture, and a lot that I just don't really, I'm not interested in it, so it doesn't affect me. Well, I was wrong. And here's why. So, if we come up here to my handy dandy whiteboard, we can go over the connection between video games and K-pop. So let's spell it out. Video games and esports is enjoyed globally. It's multiple genres of games and things for people to do, and it has the power to connect people through a common interest. Now we go down to K-pop and the Korean wave and the growth of this culture that we're seeing in today's society and today's world. It is enjoyed widely. I'm not as educated on the topic to say that it's enjoyed globally. It uses a mix of genres of music, fashion, and all these different things, and has an incredibly strong community. Now tell me if those three things sound a lot like those three things. Huh. The community and the things that are created around video games, oh yeah, there's my mirror, hey, are very similar to the things that K-pop has done and this Korean wave has done. And now the term in itself, Korean wave, is this wave of culture that's flowing out of Korea and is going to all these other communities and countries and cultures, and is really spreading this interest. And now that you can see, video games has the power to do the same thing. So why can't video games and esports be used to spread K-pop and this culture? Well, it can, because they have the same power. They have the same power to spread culture and interest and all these different things through this global interest, the strong community, and the wide mix of genres. I sat down, and League of Legends makes these songs. They don't make them, but people make the songs for them, and they hire these people to produce the songs. Sometimes it's about League of Legends for the World Championships, and then other times they're just songs that are produced by the game, I guess. I haven't really looked into it a ton. And there's two songs notably that I want to talk about, are Pop Stars by a fictional group called KDA, and Giants by a fictional group called True Damage. Now these two songs are fictionally sung by characters from the game, right? And they create a kind of band group thing with it. Now, go ahead and have a listen to Pop Stars and watch this. Okay, it's a pretty catchy song, right? Really enjoyable. I really enjoyed it when it first came out, and it's even made its way into other games, as I showed, called Beat Saber, one of the most notable, which is a virtual reality rhythm-based game. And it is not only put in as a modded song, but it was put in officially by the company and is backed officially on their page and free for everyone to download. Now their second song, Giants, which came out more recently, listen to that.
With giants, sleeping giants, sleeping giants, yeah. Shutting it down, been in the ground, and my people all up in this place. Spinning this thing, go to my rank, royalty up in my veins. I'm loco, think I'm so cold, I say something.
Sounds a lot different, but when you listen through it, go forward to here. Recognize that? That's not English. This is a multicultural song, and so is Pop Stars. Now, Pop Stars sounds a lot like this. Bingo. That's K-pop. For the longest time, I didn't even realize that I enjoyed listening to these style of songs that were created for one of my favorite games. They're indeed K-pop songs. They combine the fashion sense that is a little outgoing, music, the mix of musical genres in Giants that can be easily seen with a mix of rap, EDM, this kind of smooth vocals, these big hooks, very unorthodox singing, multiple languages included. And then in Pop Stars, you can see the synchronized dancing that is one of the staples of K-pop now. I remember we saw a video in class of BTS, and their dance is a huge part of what they do. KDA does the exact same thing. Even if these are animated characters for a video game, this is still a K-pop song. And the fact that I listened to this song from all the way across the world and have still been saying that I don't enjoy K-pop, I'd say that goes to prove that video games especially are a great medium for spreading this wave of popular culture that's coming out of Korea and East Asia. The music, the fashion, the dancing especially. I know people who I would have never even thought enjoyed K-pop, but on New Year's they're like, oh yeah, it's BTS. Their dancing's really cool. And even if they didn't enjoy the music, they still were able to pick out something about it that they enjoyed watching or partaking in. And I think that's why this popular culture wave that's coming out of Korea is so important. And video games is only helping accelerate that, and esports as well. Because these esports events have global viewers. They have viewers all across the world, these world championships, and these leagues in each major region. And so that is a great medium for them to spread, and it was a genius move to create a K-pop style song to help spread that popular culture wave all across the world. Because I know me, especially in class, I was thinking, I mean, this doesn't really relate to me. I don't enjoy K-pop. I can't really get on board with this topic because I don't enjoy it, you know? But put in a song in one of my favorite video games that's catchy, and I don't realize that I'm actually listening to K-pop, and I still enjoy it. That makes me now want to go and say, okay, what other things about K-pop or this Korean wave have I missed that I haven't been thinking about? Fashion and music and dancing. Now I want to go and explore all of it. Even though I was just probably 20 minutes ago saying I don't like K-pop. So, coming all the way around back to the thesis. Video games and esports has helped spread K-pop and Korean popular culture across the world.